the Champions Cup, my friend.
Yeah,
One of the best
it's the big
games,
game.
club games I watched in a while. It was
Yeah.
like a test match I was watching, and I'm gonna say something that might be, oh, I'm gonna get backlash for it, but I don't think our South African teams would have coped in a final like that. When I looked at the intensity of that game between Lens and Toulouse, I looked at it like, could the Stormers or the Bulls, like, could we have kept these teams?
Welcome back to the Green and Gold podcast where we talk all things green and gold and all things rugby. And we also have a little general conversation here and there. I'm one of your hosts, Wasim Fredericks, and my co-host, as usual, I'm sure he doesn't mind introducing himself.
Said Mohammed, just recovering here from the flu. But I think more of the fact I'm recovering from the amazing rugby we had this weekend. My goodness.
My
Mr.
goodness,
Fredericks,
what a
lead us
week!
off, please, sir. Please do.
My goodness, what a weekend it was for rugby, specifically South African rugby. Again, just making us proud uh, once again. When I saw the Sharks rugby team, as much as I'm not a Sharks supporter, but to see
Excuse
the,
me.
the, the Sharks in the locker room with their ski glasses, as we saw with the Springboks last year, it was just very reminiscent of
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the Springboks last year. And then I suppose it helps a little that the Sharks is obviously a 90% Springboks as well. Um, so
No, I think it was
yeah,
a
reminiscent.
beauty at its best, man. Urban lifting that trophy with Lucanio. An unsung hero.
Yeah,
Sia coming in. Sia the fly off. Let me just disclaimer.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Please, we need clarity.
and and
The
and,
original
and
Seattle
Sharks
France. Yeah,
and, uh, and 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 Sharks actually needing that number 10 that I think many people has been asking for.
mm,
Unfortunately, Johan Bosch isn't that guy,
yeah,
and
he's
they
not
needed that special that a special number 10,
that
a
X
specialist.
factor, that X factor.
Sure, man. My
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, because it's weird because there was always a question of the backline of the
Yeah.
Sharks and what's happening because you have your Makazolo, Mapimpis, you've got your Lucanio Ams, you've got your Werner Cox, even though
Ah.
I don't rate him all that high, but I mean people do, and I mean he was a star on the for the Blitzbokke.
Yeah, yeah.
You've got your Apelele, but I mean for I don't know if it was many years, but I think for the past few seasons the people were saying and asking what's happening,
Yeah.
and along comes Mr. Sia to the party, and I mean it seems as though things are just happening from here. Yeah.
Fitting in, doing the things, running the lines, kicking the kicks.
Yes,
My
sir.
goodness, that man's boot this weekend. Kick, Gloucester, burner. Like I
100%.
didn't even I didn't even know he links up with Fassi, he links up with the backline, and with the world class scrum offs that Sharks has. Um, amazing. However, Mr. Fredericks, do you think this man deserves a call up?
You see,
Yeah.
that's the thing, and the thing that's playing on my mind quite regularly is, look, it's obviously it's an amazing achievement, winning a European a European championship, even though it's not the actual a European championship competition. The reality of it, and I don't know if people are gonna hate me for this, I don't know how much subscribers we are on at the moment. The
On that note, like, share, subscribe.
Exactly. So the few subscribers that we have, I don't know if you're gonna hate me for this, or at least the Sharks supporters, but for me, the challenge Cup is in a way still a subpar competition
Mm.
if you're looking at competing at a premium level.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
if we were to look at sort of the middle ground competition being the URC, right? And you look at how the Sharks were doing in the URC. I don't know. Is it fair to say that Sia deserves that fly off call up like ahead of a guy like Mane, who has been there and has
Yeah.
been doing the job in the URC as well as the Champions Cup. I mean that a penalty he kicked against La Rochelle earlier in the season. It also speaks to his nerves of steel. So it's a tricky one, and I'm actually keen to
Let me
you let
rephrase
him
that
start.
question for you though. Let me maybe ask you, considering we have a Welsh game, right?
Yeah,
At is that Twickenham?
yeah,
If I'm mistaken. Yeah, yeah.
that we can.
It's outside of the international window, right?
Yeah.
With the likes of Mane and Pollard probably not going to be available, considering that if Somers makes it to the semis, right?
Mm.
Um, who are we left with to play fly off?
It's
It's
probably
like,
it's,
dude,
it's probably one of the. I mean, look, I'm hopeful. You know, I'm not wishing bad upon the Stormers, but let's say that the Lions do make it into the playoffs as well. Then I mean,
yeah.
our chances at having our regular fly-offs available is extremely slim. So I'd say, especially against a struggling Welsh team from the last time we've seen them.
Mm,
I think that would probably be the perfect opportunity the perfect opportunity to give him a go. But I mean, I don't know if he's been included in any of the alignment camps. I think you've worked quite closely in those alignment camps there, Mr.
mm.
Mohammed. I don't know if
No,
you've seen him
100%.
around.
I know I have not seen him around there. However, I, he would have probably, I don't know, because the Lyman camp happened this past week, right?
Yeah,
On this past week, I think Thursday to Friday was the Lyman camp, so Wednesday,
yeah,
Thursday.
yeah,
Um, so actually to Friday, they were in town side on Friday. So of course the Sharks was busy with the in the
yeah.
UK with the
At the
European Cup.
Hotspur Stadium.
Yeah, so I don't know. However, it is a good option though to have there,
Good
and I'm
option.
happy for the Sharks. Kudos to them and well done.
Well done.
Uh,
Only up from
however,
here, hopefully.
John Plumtree said though he wasn't really happy. He says that it's not is one of the articles I read was is that the competition isn't really like fair, man, across the
Yeah,
board.
100%.
Um, so I don't know. I don't know. Happy for them. Good for South African team. But the Champions Cup, my friend.
Yeah,
One of the best
that's the big
games,
game.
club games I watched in a while. It was
Yeah.
like a test match I was watching. And I'm gonna say something that might be, oh, I'm gonna get backlash for it, but I don't think our South African teams would have coped in a final like that. When I looked at the intensity of that game between Lens and Toulouse, I looked at it like, could the Stormers or the Bulls, like, could we have kept these teams?
With
I
those
don't think so.
crowds,
We were on that level.
with those crowds, I really think it is extremely hard, and I speak and especially if you look at the support that the French teams, especially the kind of support they get at the stadiums, like the one that they played against Leinster over the weekend, it's just like hard to match, man. You know,
It's hostile, bro.
it's a hostile and I think the Springboks even spoke about that like they make it so hard. I mean they keep singing that the French national anthem, and it's just a vibe that even top dog the big dogs Leinster they just struggling, and they keep on struggling year in and year out. They just can't get their hands on the silverware. It's
Shame.
actually uh,
Joking, what?
it's reminiscent of some international team that I know of that keeps on working on the documentary I spoke of the last time. So, but I mean, I think we'll probably settle that score come to
Hey,
the internet
no, 100%. Listen,
national
another
season.
thing controversial that I'm going to bring up here, because I like to bring up those controversial ones, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
I had
Bring
this
it on.
conversation with a colleague at work.
Yeah.
For Dupree was always my greatest scrum of all time, right? Hands
Okay.
down. But Mr. Anton Dupont, my friend,
Ooh, that
after watching him this
2022.
weekend,
The 2022
oh my God,
from
how was
nowhere.
it? That 50 2022
Yeah.
kick?
Look, as a Springbok a supporter, I always like to make like I don't know what's the hype around this man, but Anton Dupont, he's a special player. I mean, he's proven that many a times, and I think the weekend and the nerves of steel and the ability to take risks the way he does, it's hectic. Um, I mean, it's almost as good as Mr. Koch's 50-22 that he did for the Sharks. I don't know if you saw that one.
Yes, yes.
But he also slotted a 50 2020 a 50 22 there, which I think could be quite close competition for Anton Dupont.
Yeah,
But I mean the men's level, and I think they really do actually. I mean, if you look at it, he's been out of the game almost the whole season playing for France, and I mean
yeah.
he slotted right back in there and just essentially won them a Champions Cup.
Champions Cup. It's
Amazing
crucial
stuff.
times, bro. Crucial,
Yeah.
crucial. But that is like players like that is that BMT. They
Mm.
can take it. And
He's
for
had
me,
that already.
it reminds me so much of Uri Dupree. It's
Mm.
like that guy, as soon as you have him on that field, it's just calmness, everything's
Exactly.
sorted.
And
But
and he's reliable, always has a plan. Yeah, no, I can understand
ways, bro.
I would make you think of him. Look, but I think the international season that's going to start now is really going to speak to the scores that we need to settle. We've got teams that want uh, a revenge. Springboks need to get a revenge on Ireland, and then the All Blacks need to get a revenge on the Springboks on home soil. But imagine trying to get to that a game even, Mr. Mohammed. How do we get there? What's the process in
So,
order to watch the
you know
Springboks
what
and
I
the All
mean?
Blacks live?
So, I don't know what is a rugby doing, or what is Western Province doing, and it's here in Cape Town. So, for many of those who don't know, a link was released today, which is today's Monday, the 27th.
That's
Correct?
correct,
Yeah,
yes.
27th, where you have to register on Ticketmaster. I don't know if you registered, Mr. Fredericks.
I didn't register. I was meant to.
Okay.
It's my dad actually. He sent me a reminder earlier to ensure that I do register, but I haven't yet.
So you register personal details,
How
what,
does it work?
and
Yeah.
it asks you where do you stay? Like Cape Flats, southern suburbs,
For real?
northern suburbs,
Why?
which I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. Is it perhaps because if you put maybe Cape Flats, you're gonna near all Black
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
supporters.
Do
Stefanie
not
Koopie.
say the
So
quote is 100%. Yeah. Do not
so
say the
they
Cape
ask
Town.
that they ask of course which ticket. So tickets are ranging from 250, 450, 850, then into the thousands.
Mm,
Um,
I'm
so
not
if you're
surprised.
smart, okay, I'm not gonna give the trick away because maybe then I can buy my tickets. But
Yeah. But
there's a
hopefully
little trick there.
you've obviously already registered. Have you registered already?
Yeah, I registered already. Um, so yeah, so many people are gonna register for certain categories. My
Mm,
advice to the others, try and step into the other categories because your chances of getting in when they
mm,
release the tickets is higher because there's
mm.
less of a sample of people for them to choose from.
Okay,
So
I see.
that's all I'm gonna say. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Whether you
exactly.
see where you fit in,
Exactly.
and be smart, outsmart the system, if I may say
Yeah,
so.
I think you can also see who's highly likely to go to that game. Not to be shady, but I mean, I'll state places that I don't actually stay.
You know what I mean?
Just to say that, yeah, that's actually until the day they ask you, okay, proof of address, please.
And it's always,
Then it's
but
over.
yeah, so
Then you
that
must
is,
now watch it on Super
I
Sport.
think is a rugby had to do this by a third party,
Mm.
hence by Ticketmaster. So kudos to them in order to try and eliminate it. Well, however, I don't feel that there was a need for it,
Can I
considering
can
that,
I can I tell you what I think the need is? I think the need is Ticketmaster can't handle the day it's released.
yeah,
And they I don't think the servers can handle it. I don't know if you've experienced trying to
yeah,
buy tickets for a Stormers game to the final. I mean, I experienced it when they played the Blue Bulls for the URC.
yeah, and crash.
The final, it crashed. Then I tried it again when I played last year against Munster, and it also crashed. So I think they're just trying to plan things a little bit to make sure things are a little bit smoother in that regard. But I don't know. All the best there. I am going to be I am
I
going to
think
be
you
a
confusing
flying
yourself with
uncle.
Ticket Pro.
Is that Ticket Pro?
Yeah, this is Ticketmaster.
Oh, Ticketmaster is that a completely different platform? Then I must go
Yeah, Ticketmaster is more an international based one. But
Oh,
however, yeah,
okay. So then it's really going to be a matter of where you stay and so on then,
yeah.
which
Because,
is just
but like I was saying,
tricky.
I don't feel like there was a need for it anymore.
Mm.
Because a lot of what has happened is post the World Cups champions.
Oh, I see.
Post World Cups, a lot of people, new people started watching rugby and started to support the Springboks. So they were, it's not anymore that, personally, from my view, it's not
Mm.
anymore that 50-50. It's now more
Yeah,
like a 70-30
I see.
vibe for me.
100%. Yeah,
That's just
100%.
my view. However, no one also wants to, if this is the first time they're welcoming the Boks and the All Blacks back, they
Mm.
don't want a 50-50 split. That's just
Exactly.
stupid.
Exactly.
Um,
And also, do
so
you want to watch the Springbok versus All Blacks without the likes of Lukhanyo and without the likes of Taimen Willemse? How are you feeling about seeing the Springboks go against the All Blacks without those gents
look here,
and
look,
how are we
Lucanio,
going to
I'm okay.
navigate this?
I know. I put him on my team previously,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you
However,
did
we've won, we won a World Cup without him, right?
exactly.
Uh, so I'm okay. Damien, on the other hand,
Mm,
it's a pro and a con for me. The
mm.
con for me is Damien is he solidified that number 15 jersey, right?
He's a
He's become
veteran
that
now. He's a
dependable. He's a
veteran now.
veteran. He's calm.
Yeah,
He controls it. He's
yeah,
the X factor.
yeah.
However, however, this season for me personally, I've seen so much new players that can coming up onto the scene that I personally feel right now deserves that opportunity. Not over Willem, so don't get me wrong.
Mm.
But Damien's my guy.
So
Yes, we
I want to hear you make an example of who you will have there. Would you take a certain replacement from the weekend's game, from the Sharks game? Because I'm not too convinced of Apale.
no, I'm not a fussy fan, to be honest.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I just feel like there's enough. Is that there's so much that we can be put. Well, we have. I don't know, man. I would like to see Kurtley on the fullback, man.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is he
giving
not a bit
Kurtley some
small?
space. No, come on, man. Now using the Apple one, then you might as well.
Look, I don't know. I don't know. I've seen a couple of guys just. I mean, I think you remember last year New Zealand versus South Africa at New Zealand's home, how they just ran over the Leroux at the back there. They just ran over them. So I don't know. I believe again, and this is my view, and it's probably why
Hmm.
I'm not a coach or anything like that. But I again I prefer a fullback that's a little bit more chunky, um,
Okay.
but who would you have there? Seeing that you have all the options there.
Oh, I don't know, to be honest, because if you're gonna want, they'll probably bring Willie back into the setup, in all honesty.
Yeah,
Uh,
100% for that
just
experience.
for
And
that
he's having a
system. But
and
I think
he's having a great season also,
he's
if you have
having
to
a,
be honest.
he's hitting form again, bro. I'm so shocked by how he's playing. But out there, there's a Kirtley there, there's a kind of Moody that can play there. Excuse me. This, I'm probably gonna hate what I'm gonna say now, but this Warwick Galant as well.
Look,
Um,
the man has his Springbok experience.
he's been in the set.
He has been in the setup. Pretty sure he knows. I don't know if we're still gonna have that Jacques Nienaber kind of rush defense, but I mean, I'm sure we will. So it's gonna be interesting because he's there. Komazulu's there, as we spoke of the last time.
Mm,
We can even play Jesse Kriel there as well.
on a
As that's
fullback.
obviously how we started. Yeah, that's where he started, dude. At the Blue Bulls, started in that particular space, and then Jake White actually brought him to the Springboks as a number 13. So that's actually his journey. He started as a 100% a fullback, and then
I never knew that.
no, not Jake White. What's his name?
Annika
Heilige
Meyer,
Meyer. He brought him in as a number 13 at I think your jersey 2000 and no, not 2011, the one
in
after that when they brought that
2013,
2015.
2015, sorry,
They
2015.
brought him out there as a number 13. So he might also be he might be an option there as well. But it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
Yes, Sunil, now one for you. Jasper Wiese, banned now, eh? So he's been sidelined. Who's
So,
your eighth
so,
man?
so, I can I get clarity on that? Is he gonna be out for the Wales and Ireland?
Yeah, I think he's out for Ireland.
Yo, 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 yo. Look, Roos is starting to get his form. We've got Alrich Low there.
I mean,
We've
but
got
my issue with him is he is so he's he's reckless, man.
is extremely reckless and look in an ideal world,
I,
I would like to see Daimani get his flowers, but that's not gonna happen. And I think it's been made quite clear by Rassi and so on that's not going to happen. It would have been great to see Pepsi Buthelezi also there.
yeah,
To have him in the mix. He's been having a gevaarlijke run there at the Sharks. But I think it's going to be in the order as the step ladder is. I think we're gonna see Roos in there, or are we gonna see Roos in there on the bench, and then we're gonna have Quagga as the starter there.
yeah.
I think
But I think they
that's
also
how it's gonna
now
work.
Thomas has been using Rose also as like a feature now lately, so
Mm.
he's looking like they're molding him somewhat, which I'm very excited for.
It would be great, and it would be also be great to see some of the other newer guys also get some opportunity. Speaking about people that can go over the ball, I'm talking about hookers like Andre Juge, Andre Juge, Pente, um,
Yeah,
maybe some Akker from the Blue
I don't
Bulls also in
know.
there. It would be nice to see all of those
But
guys.
he is a Springbok already.
He was in the squad. I don't personally recall him starting, um, but yeah, I don't know. I think it might have been a few years ago, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't
Him,
remember.
him actually starting there, but I mean it's extremely hype, and I mean there's gonna be lots of inter, international rugby. So we've got obviously the warm-ups against Ireland, and not warm-ups against Ireland. Well, it is gonna be a warm-up. It's gonna be like a 3-0 warm-up. Um, it's
Woo!
gonna be a 3-0 warm-up. Then we obviously we've got the rugby championships that we're speaking about, and then they want to give us more national rugby in
Mm.
the form of a tour against the All Blacks.
The last happened in 1996, where we
My
lost it actually.
goodness, I've heard of that many, many a times. Um, I mean, I've even seen, I think they had there was like this documentary series that they had on, what's this thing, the DSTV catch up, and they kept making a reference to that 1996 series over there. But I don't know, does it take away from the rugby championship? Is it just a bit much?
I think they're considering the us not being in Super Rugby. If someone want to bring back the respect to
The
the rivalry,
rivalry, yeah.
and I think it's deserving. Number one,
Mm,
it's somewhat like the British and Irish Lions tour, but
mm.
just some respect put into it instead of us just meeting up maybe once or twice. So we are looking at 2026, South Africa hosting the first one,
I did the,
and then they will scrap rugby the championship for that year. Then
yeah.
Australia versus Argentina, and they do the same thing. Um, so and then they'll come down here and they'll verse like Stormers, Lions, Bulls, just
Look,
like
to me, I don't mind that. I mean, I think you also understand as a Springbok supporter, you want to see nothing more than the Springboks versus the All Blacks. And I mean, it's not even being rude against teams that have been regularly doing well, like Ireland and France and so on and so forth. But I mean, there's no. I don't know about you, but the weekend that the All Blacks and the Springboks are playing, ek slaap nie op jou. Ek is op
yeah.
YouTube, ek kyk highlights van 1996 en
Because of
1997 en
serious
95.
serious ek is op YouTube because op die toilet in boek is ek eet.
Ibarasi had another interview. Because daar, I'm in the comments. The people at home, they already get annoyed with me. So we understand what it means, and it's just sad that I think Australia and Argentina is gonna get the bottom end of the stick, as a result of our rivalry,
Yeah,
which I'm not sure is the reason why it's happening, but I mean they are going to sort of get it in the interim, especially seeing that Australia and Argentina haven't been entirely competitive in these last few years, which I believe hopefully is going to change soon, with Australia's new a coach coming in. So that side of me sort of wants to see the rugby championship thrive a little more, because as much as that Australia,
yeah,
or that Springbok and New Zealand, rivalry should be rife. I also like when Australia is really strong, because it's also a really good
yeah.
rivalry. I think I've got vivid memories of a Quade Cooper with the mullet, which I also tried to replicate a few years ago and right now. But I mean, I don't have as much hair to try and replicate that. I mean,
Hey, hey,
the memories of the
let's
Quade
chat about that.
like the Quade Coopers, the Curtly Beals, the James
Hey,
O'Connors just running, just slicing through those Springbok teams. I
Ashley Cooper.
Ashley Cooper, I really, I really, I crave that as well. So I really hope that Australia is not going to lose out in the interim. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. The All Black coach that's there now is like the magician,
yeah,
and he's
100%.
really good. So I'm looking forward to that.
He's there, Rassi. He's there, Rassi.
New
He's there.
Zealand teams are struggling to is the offering of Tony Brown to the Springboks.
Sure, 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 sure. And they
I'm
really
so
failed.
excited because Rashi made a comment about he made a comment about it's gonna there's something different coming because Rashi when he says there's a new system in play, then you must know, my friend.
Sure, sure,
Then
sure,
you
sure.
must know.
I
I
wonder.
can't, I can't.
I think he's bluffing, man. For me, knowing that guy's he's just he's talking like that, and then you see when we play against Wales, they're gonna play zero backline moves. It's gonna be old school. It's gonna be old school ragas again. Driving more rugby. But that's for us to
What's new
see
with
in
us?
the near future, and I can't wait to review it and break it down with you on the podcast. And I hope that there'll be more people to join us. So if you are joining
Yes.
the conversations with us, please make sure that you subscribe. And if you see a reel of the two of us on Instagram or TikTok, make sure you hit the repost and share to your story. Make sure that more people are feeling the green and gold gears, because before you know it, the Springboks are going to be on your screens again. They're going to be in your email, they're going to be in your Gmail as well if you register at a ticket a master. So make sure you ride the train while the hype is slowly lurking. Right? So register now and subscribe to our channel to make sure that you don't miss out on any of the action. Isn't that right, Mr. Mohammed?
Oh, 100%, man. You snooze, you lose, right? So if you're not going to get that ticket, unfortunately, you're not going to be part of the gears and the vibes on the 7th of September at the HL Stadium, my friend.
100%. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the first time the All Blacks are playing at the DHL Stadium, isn't it?
Are you there?
I am here. I am here. Are you able to see me?
Yeah, that's what I liked out there for a moment.
Nah, it's not it's not a, a problem at all. I think I was saying that it's the first time actually that this All Blacks are going to be playing at the DHL Stadium, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, first time there. First time back in Cape Town, I think in, I don't know how many years, more than a decade?
Yeah, it
Two
was.
decades?
Yes, it's last time I remember is they met Newlands against the Rassie team, 2018.
2018.
Is it at Newlands or at
Oh,
Loftus where
man.
we lost by two points?
No, this is, bro, I promise you, the last time I saw them playing, I was sitting at Danny Craven, bro. I
Is
was still
it?
on a student ticket.
Hectic. I've never seen them live. No, then I need to go register as soon as I can, so that so
I
that we
got to
can
see
be
them
there,
live two occasions.
so that the green and gold,
Hey?
so that we can be there, so that the green and gold podcast can actually be there, so we can live, not live
I'd like
stream.
to engage. I'd like to engage with the fellow supporters.
No, 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 we
That
can.
is
We're gonna rock
should
up.
be
We're
a
gonna rock up at the stadium, even for Stormers games. And yeah, we'd like to
the
connect with
Saturday.
all of you. So make sure you connect to the social media channels. It's gonna be here again. I don't know where it's gonna be. It's gonna be here on the screen, but we're gonna work it out. I'm pretty sure we will work it out. It's gonna be Aaron's on the screen. So there's a lot more to come, people. It's not just this. We're gonna do some live podcast as well. And we hope you're gonna be here for the journey. So if you see us at the stadium, if you see us online, please make sure that you interact. And yeah, we can't wait to hear from you in the comments and everywhere else you can make your voice heard. But that's it from my side for this week. Mr. Mohammed, is there any last words you would like to share with the public folk?
Yes, just one honorary shout out and happy birthday to our the main winger of the Stormers, Mr. Suleiman Atzenberg. So he celebrated his
It's
21st in style.
21st, 21st, yeah.
Man, looking dapper as always.
100%.
Yes, so just happy birthday to you, man.
Okay, cool. Yes, and this is to you, Mr. Hatzenberg, as well. When I asked you last time, you said you're not ready yet. So I'm gonna hit you up again. The Green and Gold podcast is here. We're gonna have you on here soon. So we're gonna chop this one up, and we're gonna make sure that we have you on here. So yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Hopefully, same time, same place. If no one gets sick. And yeah, it was a pleasure once again. Have a lovely evening.